Dragon Queen.
Underestimate Asher.
From dragons burning kingdoms to cursed forests, deadly monsters, and time-twisting destinies, this is not just fantasy, this is war, magic, and survival at its highest level. In today's video, we're counting down the top 14 biggest fantasy series like Game of Thrones, packed with epic battles, powerful kingdoms, dark prophecies, and unforgettable heroes across Netflix, HBO Max, Starz, Amazon Prime Video, and Apple TV. And wait, there's a surprise for you. 2 exclusive miniseries included that you definitely don't want to miss. So if you're a true fantasy and action fan, make sure to watch till the end. And don't forget to subscribe for more epic movie and series recommendations that you'll never find anywhere else. Let's start our countdown. Number 14. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
Evil, ancient and powerful, has returned.
Before the One Ring ruled them all, Middle-earth was already drowning in secrets, power, and the rise of pure evil. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power takes you thousands of years before The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, showing the legendary Second Age like never before. Released in 2022 and 2024, this fantasy action-adventure series has completed 2 seasons with 16 episodes, while Season 3 is expected in late 2026 or early 2027. With an IMDb rating of 7.0, it is currently available on Amazon Prime Video. The story follows the forging of the Rings of Power, the rise of Dark Lord Sauron, and the fall of the great kingdom of Numenor. From majestic elf kingdoms to dark mountains and hidden evil, every land faces danger. As alliances break and heroes rise, the battle for Middle-earth begins. If you love fantasy, action, adventure, magic, and epic world-building like Game of Thrones, this series is a must-watch experience.
My brother gave his life hunting the enemy. His task is now mine.
Number 13. The Wheel of Time.
The Dark One is waking. But there will be one who can stand against him.
A hidden prophecy, forbidden magic, and a hero who could either save the world, or destroy it forever. That's what makes The Wheel of Time such an unforgettable fantasy journey. Released in 2021, 2023, and 2025, this fantasy action-adventure series has 3 seasons with 24 episodes. With an IMDb rating of 7.2, it is available on Amazon Prime Video and Apple TV. The story begins when Moiraine, a powerful member of the Aes Sedai, arrives in a quiet village searching for the Dragon Reborn, a man from an ancient prophecy destined to fight the Dark One. She believes one of 5 young villagers holds that fate. As evil rises and dark forces return, Rand and his friends are pulled into a dangerous world of magic, betrayal, and war. With fantasy, action, mystery, and epic battles between light and darkness, this series is perfect for every Game of Thrones fan.
Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
Number 12. Shadow and Bone.
Can you summon light?
A girl with the power to bring light into a world covered by darkness, Shadow and Bone turns fantasy into pure magic and danger from the very first episode. Released in 2021 and 2023, this fantasy drama mystery series has 2 seasons with 16 episodes. With an IMDb rating of 7.5, it is currently available to watch on Netflix. The story follows Alina Starkov, an orphan and mapmaker whose life changes when she discovers a rare light power that makes her the legendary Sun Summoner. She may be the only person who can destroy the terrifying Shadowfold, a dark land filled with deadly monsters dividing Ravka. But as she enters the royal world of Grisham magic, she faces betrayal, political games, and the mysterious Darkling, whose true intentions are far darker than they seem. With fantasy, mystery, magic, war, and emotional drama, this series is a must-watch for every epic fantasy lover.
You have no idea how much larger a role you have to play.
Number 11. The Sandman.
My creations do not walk amongst the living, killing mortals for pleasure.
Imagine the ruler of all dreams being trapped for over 100 years, and when he returns, both dreams and nightmares begin to break the world. That is the dark magic of the Sandman. Released in 2022 and 2025, this fantasy drama mystery series has 2 seasons with 23 episodes. With an IMDb rating of 7.6, it is currently available to watch on Netflix. The story follows Morpheus, also known as Dream, one of the powerful Endless and the Lord of the Dreaming. After being captured in 1916 during a dark ritual, he escapes in 2022 and begins a dangerous journey to recover his lost helm, ring, and staff. As he restores his kingdom, he faces deadly nightmares like the Corinthian, meets powerful beings like Death and Desire, and confronts his own past mistakes. With fantasy, mystery, dark horror, mythology, and emotional drama, this series is truly unforgettable.
Tell us, what power have dreams you have?
Number 10. The Witcher.
People call you a monster too.
Because then I am what they say I am.
God, if he is out there, there is still hope.
Monsters, magic, war, and destiny. The Witcher is the kind of fantasy series that pulls you in from the very first sword fight and never lets go. Released between 2019 to 2025, this fantasy drama series has 4 seasons with 32 episodes, and Season 5 is expected in 2026. With an IMDb rating of 8.0, it is currently streaming on Netflix. The story follows Geralt of Rivia, a powerful monster hunter known as a Witcher, who travels a dangerous world where humans can be more evil than beasts. His fate becomes tied to Princess Ciri, a young girl with powerful magic and a mysterious destiny. Alongside the powerful sorceress Yennefer, Geralt must protect Ciri from kings, monsters, and dark forces who want to control her elder blood. With fantasy, action, political drama, romance, and epic battles, this is a must-watch series for every Game of Thrones fan.
Find Geralt of Rivia. He is your destiny.
Number 9. Outlander.
You lived through all these years.
Change the future.
Such a thing even possible?
A single touch of ancient stones changes her life forever. Outlander is not just a love story, but a powerful journey through time, war, and destiny. Released from 2014 to 2026, this historical fantasy television series has 8 seasons with a total of 101 episodes, and Season 8 is currently streaming in 2026. With an IMDb rating of 8.3, it is available to watch on Starz, Netflix, and Amazon Prime Video. The story follows Claire Randall, a World War II nurse who is mysteriously sent back from 1945 to 1743 Scotland. There, she meets Jamie Fraser, a brave Highland warrior, and their lives become deeply connected through love, war, and survival. From the Jacobite Rebellion to the American Revolution, they face danger, sacrifice, and impossible choices across centuries. With historical fantasy, romance, action, and emotional drama, this series is truly unforgettable.
Promise me that we'll always find a way back to each other.
Number 8. The Last Kingdom.
Why do you choose them? They are my people.
Born a Saxon, raised by Vikings, and destined to choose between 2 worlds, The Last Kingdom is a brutal and unforgettable story of war, loyalty, and destiny. Released from 2015 to 2022, this historical drama series has 5 seasons with 46 episodes, followed by the final sequel film, The Last Kingdom: 7 Kings Must Die, released in 2023. With an IMDb rating of 8.5, it is available on Apple TV, Netflix, and Amazon Prime Video. The story follows Uhtred of Bebbanburg, a Saxon noble taken and raised by Vikings, as he fights to reclaim his ancestral home. Torn between Saxon blood and Viking loyalty, he becomes part of King Alfred's dream to unite England. Through battles, betrayals, revenge, and sacrifice, Uhtred must decide where his true destiny lies. With historical action, war, political drama, and powerful character journeys, this series is a must-watch for every epic storytelling fan.
When we fight with one heart!
Number 7. Vikings.
I have something that will change everything.
From a simple farmer to the most feared Viking legend, Vikings is a powerful story of ambition, war, and a legacy written in blood. Released between 2013 to 2017 and 2019, this historical drama series has 6 seasons with a total of 89 episodes. With an IMDb rating of 8.5, it is currently available to watch on Amazon Prime Video and Netflix. The story begins with Ragnar Lothbrok, a brave warrior and farmer who dreams of sailing west to discover new lands and riches. His journey turns him into a legendary Viking king whose raids, battles, and victories change history. After Ragnar's fall, the story shifts to his sons, Ivar, Bjorn, Ub, and Hvitserk, who fight for revenge, power, and their own place in history. With brutal battles, political struggles, family betrayal, and epic warrior spirit, this series is a must-watch for every fan of historical action drama.
You are the man that people say you are. A great adventurer.
Number 6. Spartacus.
We'll make final stand against Rome. Many of us will fall, so that all may live free!
A slave forced to fight for survival becomes the man who challenges the entire Roman Empire. Spartacus is brutal, emotional, and absolutely unforgettable. Released in 2010, 2012, and 2013, this historical action and intense adult series has 3 seasons with a total of 33 episodes. With an IMDb rating of 8.5, it is available on Starz, Amazon Prime Video, and Apple TV. The story follows Spartacus, a Thracian warrior betrayed by Rome, captured, and forced into the deadly world of gladiator combat. After losing his wife and his freedom, he rises from slavery to become the leader of a massive rebellion against Roman rule. Along the way, he faces betrayal, powerful enemies, and painful sacrifices as he fights for justice and freedom. With intense action, brutal battles, revenge, politics, and powerful emotion, this series is a must-watch for every historical drama fan.
Love makes a man weak before battle.
Miniseries 1. Spartacus, Gods of the Arena.
This house indeed offers many pleasures.
With more yet to be presented.
Before Spartacus became a legend, there was an arena where glory was earned in blood. Spartacus Gods of the Arena shows the brutal rise of Rome's deadliest fighters. Released in 2011, this historical action drama miniseries is prequel to Spartacus, and has 1 season with 6 episodes. With an IMDb rating of 8.5, it is currently available on Starz. The story takes place before the events of Spartacus and focuses on Gannicus, a fearless and skilled gladiator who rises to become champion of Capua in the house of Batiatus. Inside the deadly world of gladiator training and Roman entertainment, power struggles, betrayals, and rivalries shape every fight. Behind the glory of the arena lies a world of corruption, ambition, and survival where only the strongest live. With brutal combat, political intrigue, betrayal, and intense gladiator action, this miniseries is a perfect prequel for fans of epic historical drama.
There is only one way to become champion. Never lose.
Miniseries 2. Spartacus, House of Ashur.
You find yourself elevated from slave to dominus of your own house, the House of Ashur.
A man who once lived as a slave returns not for freedom, but for control, power, and revenge. Spartacus House of Ashur turns a villain into a ruler in the most brutal way possible. Released in 2025, this historical action and intense adult miniseries is a proposed sequel to Spartacus and has 1 season with 10 episodes. With an IMDb rating of 6.6, it is currently available on Starz. The story follows Ashur, a former slave and survivor of Spartacus's era, in an alternate timeline where he escapes destruction and rises from the ashes of his past. Instead of being forgotten, he takes control of the very gladiator school where he once suffered. Using intelligence, manipulation, and ruthless ambition, Ashur builds a new empire where power decides everything. But as he climbs higher, his past constantly haunts him, testing how far he is willing to go for control. With action, revenge, politics, betrayal, and dark psychological drama, this series is a powerful and intense addition to the Spartacus universe.
You've fought before, but not against such as I.
I fear that my fall has already been written.
Number 5. The Last of Us.
You keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No? You're cargo.
A broken world, a deadly infection, and a journey that decides the future of humanity. The Last of Us is survival storytelling at its most emotional and intense. Released in 2023 and 2025, this post-apocalyptic drama action series has 2 seasons with 16 episodes. A 3rd season is expected in 2027. With an IMDb rating of 8.5, it is currently available on HBO Max and Amazon Prime Video. The story takes place 20 years after a deadly fungal infection collapses modern civilization and turns humans into terrifying infected creatures. Joel, a hardened survivor, is hired to escort Ellie, a teenage girl who may be immune to the infection, across a dangerous and ruined America. What begins as a mission slowly turns into a powerful emotional bond as they face hunters, rebel groups, and moral choices that test their humanity. With survival drama, action, horror, and deep emotional storytelling, this series is a must-watch masterpiece for every fan of intense post-apocalyptic worlds.
Just because life stopped for you doesn't mean it has to stop for me.
Number 4. Stranger Things.
He's not going to stop. Not until he's taken everyone.
A small town, a missing boy, and a secret world hidden beneath reality. Stranger Things turns childhood friendships into a battle for survival against pure darkness. Released between 2016 to 2025, this science fiction horror drama series has 5 seasons with a total of 42 episodes. With an IMDb rating of 8.6, it is one of the flagship shows of Netflix. The story begins in Hawkins, Indiana in the 1980s, when a young boy named Will Byers disappears after encountering a terrifying creature from a secret parallel dimension called the Upside Down. His friends, along with a mysterious girl named Eleven who has powerful abilities, uncover hidden government experiments and deadly supernatural forces. As seasons progress, the threat grows from a single monster to powerful entities like the Mind Flayer and Vecna, pushing Hawkins closer to total destruction. With sci-fi mystery, horror, supernatural powers, friendship, and emotional drama, this series is a must-watch for every fantasy and thriller fan.
My friends need me. You're not ready.
Number 3. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
And so, I ask you again, how good a knight are you?
A simple hedge knight may hold the key to honor, destiny, and the hidden secrets of Westeros. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms brings a grounded yet powerful story from the world of Game of Thrones. Released in 2026, this fantasy drama series is a prequel to Game of Thrones and has completed 1 season with 6 episodes, and Season 2 is expected in 2027. With an IMDb rating of 8.7, it is currently available on HBO Max and Amazon Prime Video. The story is set 100 years before Game of Thrones and follows Ser Duncan the Tall, a young and honorable knight who travels across Westeros after the death of his mentor. Alongside his squire, Egg, he enters dangerous tournaments, faces powerful enemies, and gets caught in political struggles linked to the Targaryen dynasty. As he journeys through a divided land, Duncan slowly learns what it truly means to be a knight. With fantasy adventure, medieval action, political intrigue, and heroic storytelling, this series is a perfect must-watch for every Game of Thrones fan.
If I could call myself a champion, some great house might take me into its service. Perhaps even House Targaryen.
Number 2. House of the Dragon.
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne.
Because that is the order of things.
When I'm queen, I will create a new order.
Dragons don't just rule skies, they destroy kingdoms from within. House of the Dragon shows how a royal family turns its own throne into a battlefield of fire and blood. Released in 2022 and 2025, this fantasy action drama series is prequel to Game of Thrones and has completed 2 seasons with 18 episodes, and Season 3 is expected in late 2026. With an IMDb rating of 8.3, it is currently available on HBO Max and Apple TV. The story takes place nearly 200 years before Game of Thrones and follows the powerful Targaryen dynasty. After King Viserys dies, a deadly war begins when 2 sides claim the Iron Throne, Rhaenyra Targaryen and her half-brother Aegon II. This conflict, known as the Dance of the Dragons, divides the kingdom into 2 brutal factions, the Blacks and the Greens. As dragons burn cities and families betray each other, the realm falls into chaos. With epic battles, political drama, dragons, betrayal, and tragedy, this series is a must-watch for every fantasy fan.
Family has dragons.
They're a power men should never have trifled with.
Number 1. Game of Thrones.
The same thing is coming for all of us.
A throne made of swords, where every ruler either dies or becomes a monster. Game of Thrones is the ultimate story of power, betrayal, and survival. Released between 2011 to 2019, this most famous fantasy action-adventure series has 8 seasons with a total of 73 episodes. With the highest IMDb rating of 9.2, it is available on HBO Max, Amazon Prime Video, and Apple TV. The story follows powerful families across the 7 kingdoms of Westeros as they fight for control of the Iron Throne. While political wars destroy kingdoms from within, an ancient threat called the White Walkers rises from the north, bringing death and winter. As alliances break and betrayals grow, Daenerys Targaryen rises with dragons to reclaim the throne, while Jon Snow and others fight to protect humanity. In the end, the throne changes hands as destiny reshapes the realm. With epic battles, dragons, politics, fantasy, and shocking twists, this series defines modern fantasy storytelling.
This isn't about noble houses. This is about the living and the dead.
That's the end of today's journey through the biggest fantasy worlds ever created. From legendary kings and cursed prophecies to dragons, monsters, and battles that shaped entire kingdoms. These were the top 14 biggest fantasy series like Game of Thrones that every true fantasy and action fan must watch at least once in their lifetime. Now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments which series is your favorite, or which one we missed and should include in the next part. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic movie and series recommendations. Until next time, stay legendary, and keep exploring the worlds beyond imagination.